Alright, welcome everyone. Sir Heroscape here today, coming at you with some rapid fire updates on the Champions Circle League setup and format. Over the last week, I've done some updates periodically on the Discord. So again, just a shout out, I have a Discord link in the description of this video. Please do get on there so that you can keep updated real time with any type of updates. There's also some good discussion and questions being answered of people asking questions or people setting up test games. It's turned out to be really good for a lot of players who trying to find information and need it at their fingertips at a moment's notice. That said, I will continue to do these updates. So the big update, and we'll get into more updates as well, but the big update today is the finals format, or rather how to qualify, right? The events, each individual event, the 4 qualifiers, they're meant to prepare you for the finals to get into the big tournament, right? The invitational. So the format, I'm going to shift away from some of the things that I had originally set up. And so we're going to make some changes. So here they are. No attendance requirement. That's a big one, and that I think so people can be flexible with their schedules. The top 2 of each qualifier are going to be invited to the finals, which means there's 8 automatic bids, and then the 8 best records are going to be invited to the finals. The 8 next best records are going to be based on total wins, and then you've got your seeding, which will be based on the ranking of total wins, and then the ranking is initially based on total wins. Then you have win percentage and strength of schedule. So to kind of quickly describe what's happening here, basically I realized that the top finishers really should have the advantage, right, in the setup, right? So they should have the opportunity to perform well and then be rewarded for it. But they can still be motivated and incentivized to participate in each event because their seeding is going to be based off of their overall wins, right? So, for example, if I win the first qualifier 5-0 or 4-0 or whatever it is, right? If I win that first qualifier, I get an automatic bid into the finals. But I might be low ranked within those top 8 players because that's the only event that I participated in. So, for example, if I participate in no other events, I might end up being a lower seed, even though I won my first event, but I do get an automatic bid to the finals. And so that way, as players, you guys can, participate in one event if that's all you can make throughout the year and be in the finals. But also, if you want to motivate yourself to get a better seeding in the finals, then you can continue to participate in future events as well to try and increase that ranking. And ranking is based off of total wins. So a lot of the qualifying people, the top qualifiers, will likely have the top rankings, right? That's bound to happen. And so really it's the next best, right? So players that aren't top finishers in a qualifying event but have the best winning record will be invited to the finals. So every top 2 positions is an automatic bid into the finals, and then those top 8, basically they'll be ranked based off of their total wins. So I think that's pretty straightforward. Let me know if you have any questions on that, but that's going to be a big change, and I think that's going to be a lot better for the community. I think that will allow you to participate as much or little as you want, while also giving you the same chances to make it to the finals. Everyone's equal, right? Everyone in an individual qualifying event, you can attend one event in the entire year, and you have just as chance as any person to attend the finals. I think that's awesome. The person who goes to 2 events has obviously double the chances to get into the qualifying event or to the finals event. But the more that you play, the more likely it is that you'll be invited, assuming, of course, that you're winning, right? But even if you're losing, for example, what if you go all 3 qualifying events, the first 3 qualifying events, and you've lost every single game? Well, what if that 4th one you nail it on the head and you win that qualifying event? Well, now you're in the finals, right? Now, your overall record won't be great, so you'll be a lower seed within that top 8, of automatic bids, but you'll be in the finals, which is really cool. So it does motivate players who have poor performances to keep participating and have a chance. And for those that are kind of mediocre or doing well but aren't winning the events, to still participate because they'll likely be able to get in as a top finisher anyway. So big change, and I'm excited to announce that is the change. I think that's going to provide a lot more interest in incentivizing people to sign up and register and participate, even if they can only make one event throughout the year. Just as a quick reiteration of that, again, here's the bracket, CCL Finals, single elimination. You've got this set up again, kind of like the March Madness. Again, top 8 seeds, top 2 finishers from each qualifier, top or bottom 8 seeds are the next best records. So again, pretty straightforward there. Also, as a reminder, some of you mentioned that you weren't sure about the format. I'm not sure I was super clear on it. Just want to be very clear. It is Delta Classic, 495 points, 15 figure limit, and there is no hex limit, and there is no Marvel. I want to be clear about that. That is something that came up this week. No hex limit means that as long as you meet that 15 figure limit, it could, take up more than 24 hexes. And 24 hexes is technically the standard tournament hex limit for a start zone. So you're able to go past that. And there will be ways for you to get extra hexes in the online format. So don't worry about that. Additionally, it's important to announce that we will be using partial card scoring. Partial card scoring is something that many of you are familiar with if you've been in the tournament scene before. Essentially what that means is if a game goes to time, right, time is up and there's no, you still have units on the field, you have to decide who's won the game. Well, who wins the game is points, units or points of units on the field of battle, right? And so one way to account for, the most balanced way to do it is assigning a point value for every figure, right? So if you've got stingers, Morrow stingers that are 60 points, they're 20 points a figure. So if you've got one squad member on the field, that one squad member is worth 20 points. And so that's what's called partial card scoring, is you're getting points or you're awarded points for every portion of a squad or hero. So for a hero, it's wounds. For a hero, if a hero has 100 points, if they're 100 points and they have 4 lives, then each life is worth 25 points. So as a player, I'm incentivized to do as much damage as possible if I know the game's going to go to time, because I can win on points because I'm lowering the point value of my opponent's units. So if I do more wounds to that hero and I can't kill him, but I've done 3 wounds, instead of worth 100 points, he's partial card scoring, means he's only worth 25 points because he has 1 life left. So we're going to be using that system. It's a very balanced system, and I have always loved using that as a way in game to keep people, playing at a normal pace without, getting into weird shenanigans where they run away because they don't want to, avoid or they don't want to give points away. Because there's a format using full card scoring, which basically states you have to kill a whole squad or you have to kill the full hero to get the card's points worth, which makes end games really weird and annoying. Because you can run away with one Krav Maga agent and still get 100 points for that one figure. So anyway, partial card scoring is what we're using, and so just want to be clear on that. For those of you that haven't seen it, Heroscapeorg.com does have a front page and a thread announcement for this event. So let's jump over to that real quick and show you what that looks like. On Heroscapeorg.com, you've got the front page announcement, which has Champions Circle League. Obviously, my embedded video with the announcement and just a few details here if you want quick reference. On the forums, you're going to want to scroll down. If you're not familiar with Heroscapers, scroll down kind of near the bottom, and you're going to start seeing this one thread here called Online Heroscape Games and Events. You're going to want to click into that forum. And then at the very top here, you should see this sticky thread, $1,000 prize pool, Champions Circle League, and you'll say by Sir Heroscape. You can click right into here, and within this post, you'll notice that I've added, all the information you need to know about the event, right? Just kind of a breakdown here of a lot of the stuff that we've already talked about, but in one place. It makes it easy to reference. There's the embedded video. We've also got some links to Heroscape.org, as well as my Discord server, which again I want to encourage you to participate in and join. So please also go on to Heroscape.org and register and get set up for the event. We've already got almost 20 people signed up, so this is getting exciting. Still got plenty of weeks left to prepare. Here's a quick little reference to the format. And then if you scroll down, the second post just has season-specific details. So for this season, we've got the specific prize pool setup listed here, as well as the finals, and then the map pool here at the bottom. I want to point out that I have indicated the glyphs. This is new, something that I added this week, is glyphs are going to be preset on each map. So that way you kind of know how to plan for preset glyphs. So like left of the green start zone, so this is the green start zone, that means this position is going to be Valda. And then on the right side, so Dagmar, right of green start zone is Dagmar, right? So same thing here. Left of orange start zone, so this is the orange start zone, so this side is going to be Dagmar, and then right of the orange start zone is going to be Wannock, right? So this is a good reference for you to be aware, and so that you can test on these maps with the specific glyphs that are going to be on those maps. So I just wanted to point that out for your convenience. Wanted to jump in here really quick to my Sir Heroscape Discord here. This is what the Discord looks like. Here on the left, if you're not familiar with Discord, it shows all the different threads. We've got some voice chats, some general threads for my general YouTube chat, right? Some YouTube channel threads. And then if you scroll down here to the Champion Circle League, we've got some specific text chats here. We've got announcements, general discussion, formats, maps, standings, prizes, questions, things like that, right? So some good stuff here. Here in the announcements, I just wanted to point out that we did have a few, and I'm obviously covering those today, that there is additional prizes. So we did have an Etsy store, Stuff by Hags, that's going to be also donating $5 of store credit to the top 8 finishers of each event. And that is exciting stuff. So we've got additional prize support for the top 8 finishers of every event. And then you'll notice here I also mentioned some the glyphs, the partial card scoring, the Heroscape page. I mentioned here the hex limit and the Marvel thing. So I'm covering those now in this video. But note again, if you're on Discord, you're going to get real-time updates on these updates. I also wanted to jump over to Heroscape.org really quick to show you guys what it looks like for those of you that aren't familiar. The front page, it can get a little bit busy, so just very, very briefly, you'll see seasons here. There's a few different seasons going on. You'll have a few different leagues. This highlighted map is just a map that pops up every time you refresh the page, which is kind of fun. Has some build instructions. It just happens to be mine, which popped up, so that's kind of cool. But then you've also got current tournaments, conventions that are going on. So Hexacon and ScapeCon 3, you can sign up there, as well as upcoming tournaments, right? So down here, you'll notice Surge's Champion Circle League Qualifier 1. When you click into that, you can go ahead and register. So if you click into here, you'll notice we've got the header. If you've already signed up like myself, you can click the withdraw if you don't or can't participate anymore. You've got the date and time of the event. When army submissions are allowed in your own time zone, so that's my Central Standard Time. It should show up for your own time zone as well. And then it'll show current round, which obviously hasn't generated yet, and then standings with the current players who have submitted registration. At the bottom here, you'll also be able to see the maps, which is super convenient. Again, just for reference, you'll be able to see which maps are being used. You can click into those and get information on the individual maps as well. If you go up to the top here, you're going to notice you've got this builder icon. This is super, super convenient because you've got these classic and VC tags, right? And it highlights based off of what's currently being used. And so that updates this filter of what units are available, right? Same thing with the standard versus delta, right? So when you're building your army, we're doing delta, and we're not doing VC inclusive, so we're doing Delta Classic. So that's the current setup. So now once you've got these filters aligned, now you can come in here and you can start selecting your army units. What's kind of cool is you can click on a unit like Brave Arrow, and it's going to populate your stats, abilities of that unit. Basically, their card, which is super convenient, really awesome. Nice quick reference here. Additionally, once you click in and you want a unit, you say, okay, well, 10th Regiment of Foot. I know that the event allows me to have 15 figures. So I'm going to just go ahead and get a bunch of these guys. Well, it's going to tell you, once you've entered those units, what your figure and your hex limit are, as well as your points. So as you continue to add in units here, well, not Abomination, as you continue to add in units here, you're going to be able to see how well your current setup is. So, oh shoot, 515, that's higher than 495. So I can't do that, right? And I can click X out. So this person's at 485. They've got 20 figures and 20 hexes. So they're over on figures, but they're, fine on hexes. There are some events that might have hex limits, and so that will be relevant. It isn't for this first qualifier, though. You can also search units here. So if I want to search a unit here, it'll pop it up. I can also search by, by personality. So if I type in Relentless, it's actually going to automatically filter based off of Relentless. But you don't have to search by that. You can also just do it by filter by personality, or filter by points, or filter by power rankings, or delta updates, or classes, or species, right? There's so many different ways that you can filter. So if I filter by class, notice it has them broken into class, and then you can add a second filter and say, well, I want it broken into class by points, so it's easy to check. So now I can go and find my agents, and I have my lowest to highest filtered in a nice, easy way to look at it. Right, so beasts, okay, so I've got my lowest to highest, right? So really, really awesome tool, highly recommend it. Scoring here is what we'll be using when we're talking partial card scoring. So if you come in here to partial card scoring, you do have to select the ticker again, so Delta Classic. At the end of the game, if you had 1/10 Reg, you'd select which army that was for. So if I'm Army 1, I get 1/10 Reg, say I have a 4th Mass, and I have 1 wound or 1 life left on Akalar. That means I have 67 points left, right? And if my opponent has, say he has a 4th Mass, an Air Elemental, and an Airborne Elite, he has 86 points left. Okay, so he wins because he has more points left on the board. If you go to maps, pretty quick and easy. It's just a massive list of all the different maps that are currently in the list of maps on the site, which is great. You can search them here, number of players, filter down, which is awesome. Again, this is just a quick reference for the tournaments, so current, upcoming, and past. This is also a convention tag, pretty straightforward. Again, in beta version, note here at the top that the site is still in beta version, so it's still getting a lot of updates, a lot of fun things, but it is an incredible tool, highly recommend it, especially for those of you that want to get some practice in. You can create an OHS game link automatically. So if you come into here and create link, you can literally just choose the map, say Aeon, and you just generate the new game link. Once you generate the new game link, it's going to be working on it. And it's going to work on it, and it's going to work on it, and then it's going to give you this game link. Once you go in here into this game link, you literally just copy this game link into your browser, enter, and now you've populated in. You can enter your name, so I'm going to say Sir Heroscape. Okay, I'm going to log myself in. And now I've logged myself into the online Heroscape format. I've got a map generated for me to now playtest and have fun on, right? So this game link, you can share it with your buddies, your pals, and jump in and do some quick tests. Highly recommend it. This is an amazing tool. If you're not familiar, again, I'll link the online Heroscape video by Big Bullfrog, but highly recommend it. Jump in here to access the online tool. You can roll dice, you can set your order markers here, and then submit your order markers. You can see the stats of how well you're rolling. Well, there's no stats, I haven't rolled yet, but this is how we run online events. Again, we'll cover this more at a later date. And for those of you that need access to figures and you don't know where to go, this is where you go. So you click on figures and or maps. It's going to basically just give you access to the drive link, and you can go in here to figures, and you're going to be able to access the drive link for official or custom. For us, we're just, doing official. So you've got official figures, and then you've got the rendered top-down images for each different faction. So if I go into Jandar, and then I've got quick links over here on the right, but you basically just select which units are in your army, you copy paste that into the online map, and then you can get started. So we covered a lot there, right? We've got a lot going on, a lot of updates. Also wanted to make sure to cover a few different things like the different sites, different resources that you have at your fingertips. Please, in the comments, share your opinions, thoughts, questions, concerns. Also in the Discord on Heroscapers, there's multiple avenues where you can communicate with me and with other people. The information is out there, so if you're not able to find it, please let me know, and I'll do my best to do a better job of announcing things or updating pages, whatever the case may be. But yeah, I'm just super excited, you guys. It's really coming together. We've got about 20 people signed up now. Again, we're still a few weeks out. Obviously, March 4th is going to come a lot quicker than we realize. So get excited. Again, I want to remind you, this is the biggest Heroscape event in terms of prize support ever, right? Who knows what the future holds, but right now this is the biggest prize support event ever. I highly recommend it, as long as you can, make the time. It's a 4 or 5 hour commitment on a weekend when, you've got some time to schedule and you're at home anyway, so maybe do it. Again, this is a great opportunity. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell everyone. I hope this can be a great event for all of us to have some fun and keep this game going. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and we will see you guys next time.